有4位心理分析师，在荣格故乡瑞士苏黎世被称之为智者：彼得、安曼、莫瑞、斯丹、保罗、布鲁奇以及约翰·希尔。约翰·希尔 （John Hill），1973年作为荣格心理分析职业，已有50余年，是瑞士苏黎世国际荣格学院的培训分析师。其著作包括《凯尔特神话》、詹姆斯·乔伊斯、梦与基督教神秘主义、在世界中的家、归属感的声音与对称，在喜心岛文化与东方心理分析研究院名师讲堂，申和勇就心理分析的意义、心理分析的治愈因素，以及心理分析在当代现实生活中的意义和作用等，与约翰·希尔有如下对话与访谈。
Thank you so much. May I ask a few questions? Probably to have you a few minutes briefly for John. Thank you.
So thanks everybody for attending, and thank you, Coco, for translating. That's a wonderful job. And thank you also, Vicky, for all the arrangements. I really appreciate that. And you, Shen, too, to arrange this. Thank you very much.
I see. And the first question, John, since I asked for many years, as a union analyst, senior union analyst, how do you see the most important healing factor in our process of analysis? What's the most important healing factors?
Well, I've had an analytical life, and I would probably give 3 answers on different occasions. So the first one would be the healing factor of connection to the unconscious, because the unconscious is creative. The second period, I would say, would be in relationship, in transference, in a good connection with the client, but taking consideration of the unconscious. And the third factor, I think, would be something like when the self, the deeper self, is active with both analysand and analyst, because that's the source of creativity. So when both are connected to the self, both appreciate this wider consciousness, this potential in us all, that is not only healing, but it brings us further in life. It makes us more conscious, more creative, and more human.
Thank you. Thank you so much. The second, John, as now today we have the COVID-19. For today, what do you see the significance of union analysis towards today? Significant or meaning of union psychology towards?
Very good question. It brings everything to a single point. But I have again different answers. So first of all, a few years ago, I think it was the DSM-5, was it? Where they thought, there was a discussion, they thought, well, maybe we can drop the terms introversion and extroversion. They're Jungian and they're not really relevant. But they didn't. There was so much protest, not just from Jungians, saying, no, we can't drop that terms. And I think that with the COVID pandemia, people are actually forced to stay indoors. They are forced to introvert. It's like a collective compensation to the extroversion of normal times today. So in that sense, I think Jungian psychology has a huge potential to really reflect on what's the meaning of it all this activity that we've been doing, making cars, traveling on planes, inventing things, new possibilities, lots of discussion, going out and meeting lots of people. It's wonderful, but maybe it's one-sided. Maybe COVID is hinting to say there's another side to life. You have to look more inside of yourself. What does it all mean? Is it just the point of life is that we grow up, we work, and we die? Is that all there's to life? No. If we are connected to the inner life as, for example, the Chinese sages, as in Taoism, Confucianism, you have to somehow see there's more to life than just achieving conscious goals, just achieving becoming richer and richer. You have to find yourself in all this chaos. Who are you? Is there another life after death? All these fundamental questions, maybe because of COVID, now become more acute. And as I've said to many people, COVID might be the beginning of something much bigger. I mean, just think of the environmental crisis. Well, I mean, that is inconceivable. It's huge. It's going to be huge. So maybe there's going to be, in the next 10, 20, 50 years, a huge shift in civilization, something that we don't quite realize, something that maybe we're frightened of. But in 50 years' time, the world may no longer be the way we know it today.
Yes, I agree with you. And the third question, John, as a senior union analyst, I know that people call four of you, Peter, Arman, Morstein, Paul, and you are the cities for union analysis in Zurich, union especially. And my question is, to be a senior union analyst, what's the meaning of union psychology to you personally?
Well, again, there would be many answers to that. One dream I had when I was in America studying, and I really didn't have any consideration of going maybe to Zurich. I had a dream in which Jung appeared, and he had a great big turban, a huge turban. And as I looked closely at the turban, I saw the cosmos. I saw the stars in the cosmos. So then I knew something is telling me I have to become a Jungian analyst. It's like what means to me personally, it gives me a future outlook. Life goes on. Even if as I get old, I'm now approaching nearly 80 years, and one day I'm going to die. But as Jung himself says in Memories, Dreams, and Reflections, the psyche goes on as if death does not exist. We have to live on. Our dreams are telling us life continues. So that's, to me, a word I'll never forget, because I do also believe that we just must go on. Even if times are bleak and difficult, we live on.
Thank you. And then, John, I'm curious, behind you, the painting. Would you tell us what's the painting behind you?
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Yeah. What about this painting? Yes.
Yeah, actually, I found that in an auction. I found it got very cheaply, and it's by an English painter called Sidney Herbert. And it's actually a painting of Switzerland, of the Vierwaldstätter See. That's the Lake of the Four Cantons. So what you're looking at in that painting is the cheese girls who are coming down from the mountains carrying cheese to the boats on the Lake of the Four Cantons, Vierwaldstätter See, so that they will be brought to Luzern and then maybe on to Zurich or wherever. So that's why I felt this is like a lucky chance I found of seeing a painting which means to me Switzerland. I have other paintings of one of Ireland and so forth, but it's saying also life is a narrow path. And if I won't go into detail, but I've often come to that situation where life is like a narrow path and you have to stick to the middle. Yeah. And this here too, this here is also I inherited from an uncle. It's a Chinese. It's an incense burner that he went to China. He was a manager of the Lloyd's Bank. And so he went to China and so he left me this in his will.
Okay, thank you very much, John. Thank you very much.
Okay, good. And thank you very much for everything. Thank you very much.
And I'll translate the Coco for what we are talking about. And hopefully,
huge work, terrific. Coco, thank you so much.
Coco, okay, Coco.
My pleasure. Thank you, John.
Okay.
Thank you. No, yes.
Take care and good luck, and let's keep living on as if life never dies. Bye bye.
拜拜。
如同荣格一样，约翰·希尔热爱中国文化，酷爱易经，曾来中国参加喜星岛文化与东方心理分析研究院组织的易经与心理分析圆桌会议，主题为荣格与魏礼贤，易经与心理分析开启东方艾诺斯。
那么首先，我们请山东大学由大军教授做开幕致辞，有请刘老师。
First, let's welcome Professor Liu Dajun from Shandong University to give the opening address.
今天在青岛，能在青岛这个放这个演出下面，感到特别的高兴，因为在这个地方呢是像这个魏礼贤当年在这里所以说我对这一次这个会议这个非常的高兴，并且呢对这个会议能在青岛召开，我感到意义非常重大，所以我呢就写了一个贺词。
It's a very pleasure to meet everyone here, because here in several centuries ago, Mr. Richard Wilhelm worked here and also have many experience here, and so I have read several characters dedicated to this conference.
现在我把这个贺词展示给大家。
Now I will show the congratulation characters to this conference.
这个贺词就是德修善果，德修善果。
The fourth characters is 德修善果 in Chinese. Literally, it means the cultivation of self-morality will lead to good results.
这个和魏礼贤与荣格易经与心理分析圆桌研讨会召开。
Is congratulations to the opening of this conference.
艾诺斯东西方文化圆桌会议前任主席克里斯塔·罗宾逊、魏礼贤孙女贝蒂娜、刘大军老师及其团队，荣格学派易学家 John Beebe、IAAP 属任主席 Thomas Kirsch、Luigi Zoja、Mary Stein 等共同参与。这正是荣格与魏礼贤致力于构建东西方沟通之桥努力的继续。如荣格所言，任何一位有幸经由魏礼贤体验了易经预示神力的人，如我自己，都不能再忽视这样一个事实。由此，我们已触及足以动摇我们西方心态基础的阿基米德点。荣格接着说，更为重要的是，魏礼贤已为我们接种中国精神的生命胚基，这将使我们的世界观产生根本变化。我们已成为东方精神的参与者，并能够体验到易经的生命活力。约翰·希尔曾在红书的话剧中扮演荣格的内在导师斐勒蒙，以及荣格早期所遇到的先知伊利亚。在喜新岛文化与东方心理分析研究院组织的一次荣格红书演出中，约翰·希尔要求站在很高的椅子上，不慎伤了脚，仍然坚持演出，十分敬业。那一刻几乎是斐勒蒙涌现，震撼传神。在第6届心理分析与中国文化国际论坛的时候，约翰做梦、积极想象与角色扮演荣格学派的方法的大会主题报告，以荣格红书为背景，临床个案为线索，深入分析了梦与意象的意义和作用。如同荣格，约翰·希尔也认为我们的灵魂有许多维度，并不是单独的存在。在红书中，荣格与他心灵的许多不同人物人格进对话，大概有22位之多未发现的自我，以及寻求灵魂的接触与探索。这也是喜新岛文化与东方心理分析研究院心理分析与沙盘游戏2+3课程的面授实训，特殊的体验式教学。
visited here. And we have talk about the future of analytical psychology. The future. So we got the histogram of 50 recording.
Oh, the colder one. 50.
The third line changed into the 64. That's happening here. And Murray also mentioned it's 20 years, but also a start. The 64 is the end of the 64. And also
Like a
Colder is what I didn't have in the play at the end.
That's right. That's right. Throw away the old. That's right. That's
Because at the end of the play, we throw out the old.
In the cold.
Shape it with care.
Shape it with care.
Yeah.
So we had only this 64, so and the imaginative cauldron.
But that's 50, isn't it?
Yeah,
but it worked well.
64 is the
It worked well.
It worked very well.
Yeah.
So this is important for Jungian analysis.
That's right.
in Chinese.
So it should be a plaque on it.
the 64.
We have to touch it.
Touch it. That's right. Yeah.
Press your hands.
Press.
And then the table will start turning.
Handle it with
Press your hand into matter.
vineyards and the villages of men. I saw the fruitfulness and fortune of the earth, but nowhere did I see the fortune of man. Here.
又来了，那真是。
天宇。
Oh, you see, it's这真是just suddenly is achieved for the Voyager.
Yes, very nice.
People